Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I feel better than I look? As we move into our 60s and beyond, something as simple as color can quietly shift how vibrant, or tired, we appear. Shades that once flattered us in our younger years might now wash us out or add years we don't feel. In today's video, we'll explore 8 colors you may want to avoid after 70, not because they're wrong, but because they might no longer support the natural glow of your skin, hair, or eyes. These subtle shifts in color choices can make a world of difference, helping you look not only younger but more refreshed, alive, and confident. And don't worry, you don't need to reinvent your entire wardrobe. With a few thoughtful changes, you can continue to express your style while honoring the grace and beauty of where you are now. So stay with me until the end. I'll show you not only what to avoid but how to choose colors that light you up inside and out. Now let's begin. Number 1. Neon and overly bright colors, when loud drowns out light. Neon pink, electric blue, highlighter green. These colors are hard to ignore, and that's often the point. But after 70, grabbing attention isn't the same as flattering your presence. Neon and intensely bright shades can feel playful, even daring. But on mature skin, they often create a harsh contrast that works against you rather than with you. As we grow older, our features naturally soften. Our skin tone becomes more delicate, our hair lightens or grays, and our overall coloring becomes more muted. Neon doesn't honor that transition. It fights it. The result? Your clothes enter the room before you do. These high-intensity hues tend to steal the spotlight, making your skin look more fragile, your expression more strained, and your appearance more artificial than authentic. Color harmony experts explain that neons reflect an unnatural light onto the face. This reflection doesn't smooth, it highlights. It doesn't soften, it sharpens. Every wrinkle, every fine line, every bit of texture becomes amplified, not celebrated. Linda, a spirited 71-year-old from Arizona, used to love the bold look of a bright lime green scarf she bought on vacation. It reminded her of summer energy and freedom. But when she replaced it with a soft sage green, something gentle yet powerful happened. Her face looked calmer, her skin smoother, and her whole presence more inviting. The color didn't scream, it supported. And that's the difference. When a color is louder than you are, it's likely not doing you any favors. Boldness isn't about brightness, it's about intention, depth, warmth, quiet confidence. These are the kinds of boldness that suit this chapter of life beautifully. If you love color, and I hope you do, you don't have to let go of it. Just steer toward richer, more grounded tones that still express joy without overpowering you. Try deep teal instead of neon blue, warm coral instead of hot pink, goldenrod instead of highlighter yellow. These colors bring out your natural light. They frame your features rather than fighting them. Because color should never be a distraction from who you are. It should be a frame for your story, one that honors your tone, your energy, and the strength you've earned. And when you wear colors that lift rather than shout, people stop seeing just the clothes, and start truly seeing you. Number 2. Burgundy and wine, when bold turns too intense. Burgundy. Deep wine red. These colors have long been associated with elegance, confidence, and a touch of drama. They're rich, refined, and often chosen for special occasions. But after 70, these dark red tones, despite their sophistication, can sometimes do more harm than good when worn close to the face. As we grow older, many of us develop more sensitive or reactive skin. Subtle redness in the cheeks, broken capillaries, rosacea, or even uneven tone can become more noticeable. And here's the tricky part. Burgundy and wine shades tend to amplify those red undertones, unintentionally drawing attention to the very areas we may wish to soften. Color psychologists often say that red-based hues evoke intensity and emotional boldness. That can be powerful, especially in small touches like a scarf, lipstick, or accessory. But when worn in larger areas near the face, these deep, saturated reds can compete with your features, creating a heaviness that overpowers rather than enhances. Joanne, a graceful 73-year-old from New Mexico, used to reach for her favorite burgundy cardigan for formal dinners and family photos. It was her special occasion piece. But when she tried a dusty rose wrap with a subtle shimmer, she noticed something striking. Her complexion looked softer. Her eyes felt brighter. People didn't just compliment her outfit, they complimented her. She didn't give up elegance. She simply chose a version that aligned with her natural beauty. If you love red, and many of us do, you don't have to walk away from it. Just adjust the intensity. Swap burgundy for rosewood, soft plum, muted raspberry, or dusky rose. These colors still offer warmth and depth, but they're gentler on the skin, allowing your features to shine rather than get lost. Because color isn't meant to hide you. It's meant to work with you, creating harmony between what's seen on the outside and felt on the inside. And sometimes, a small shift in shade is all it takes to help you look clearer, more refreshed, and more in tune with the vibrant person you still are. If this insight resonates with you, please write number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still here. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe and click the bell icon, so you don't miss the next chapters in this journey of style and self-discovery. Let's keep going, there's more beauty ahead. Number 3. Mustard yellow, when bold turns to burden. Let's talk about mustard yellow, a color that once turned heads on runways and in style magazines. It's rich, it's earthy, and it carries a certain retro charm. But as we journey into our 60s, 70s, and beyond, mustard can become one of the most challenging shades to wear gracefully. The reason lies in its muddy undertones, that deep, muted gold with a hint of brown. While it may seem warm and cozy, mustard yellow has a tricky way of clashing with mature skin. As our skin naturally loses some of its inner golden glow and becomes more delicate or uneven in tone, mustard can unintentionally amplify the things we'd rather soften, like sallowness, tiredness, or subtle discoloration. Instead of adding warmth, it can create a dull echo, leaving us looking more worn than we feel. Color experts have found that muted yellows, especially those with earthy or olive undertones, create a sort of visual weight. When worn near the face, they can pull your features downward, casting shadows where none need be and drawing attention to lines and hollows that might otherwise go unnoticed. I think of Marilyn, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Oregon. For years, mustard scarves and golden brown blouses were staples in her fall wardrobe. She loved how bold they looked on the hanger. But one day she tried on a soft buttercream sweater and something shifted. Her skin looked brighter. Her eyes had a new sparkle. Even her granddaughter asked if she had changed her skincare routine. But no, it was simply the transformative magic of a better color choice. So if you enjoy warm tones, there's no need to say goodbye to them. Just tweak the tone. Instead of mustard, try soft daffodil, light marigold, pale gold, or even warm vanilla. These lighter, clearer yellows can add a gentle glow to your face, lifting your features instead of weighing them down. Because sometimes the issue isn't the color family, it's just the shade. A color that once served you well might no longer reflect who you are now. And you deserve colors that still love you back, colors that mirror your spirit and let your inner light shine through. Number 4. Beige and taupe tones, a subtle fade you might not notice. Have you ever slipped into a beige sweater or taupe blouse, looked in the mirror and felt just a bit more tired than usual? You're not alone. One of the most common color choices people make after 70 is to reach for those quiet neutrals, beige, taupe, and sandy hues. They seem like a safe, classic choice, and for years they might have served you well. But here's the quiet truth. Those same tones that once felt refined can now begin to drain the natural vitality from your face. As we age, our skin naturally softens in color, losing a bit of that youthful flush. When we pair the gentler complexion with muted, low-energy tones like beige, the result can be a washed-out look that highlights every shadow and fine line. Instead of lifting us up, these colors can subtly pull us down. There's a reason for that. Color psychologists tell us that the human eye is drawn to contrast. It's how we spot liveliness and energy in a person. When your clothing is too close in tone to your skin, your face can fade into the background, and the brightness in your eyes may seem a little dimmed. I remember hearing about Elaine, a lovely 72-year-old from the Midwest, who used to live in beige cardigans and soft khaki jackets. She thought she was keeping things timeless. But when she started experimenting with creamy ivories, soft robin's egg blues, and warm peachy corals, something shifted. Friends began saying she looked brighter, more rested, even happier. And the best part? She didn't toss her whole wardrobe, she just chose colors that matched the warmth still glowing within her. So if you've always loved your neutrals, don't worry. You don't need to abandon them, just adjust the tone. Try warm ivory instead of flat beige. Explore soft camel, muted sage, or even a touch of blush. These colors still offer that quiet elegance, but with a little more heart and energy. Remember, color is one of the simplest, most powerful tools you have to reflect who you are. Choosing tones that add light back into your face isn't about pretending to be younger. It's about letting your natural beauty stand tall and shine through just as you are. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a quick number 4 in the comments to let me know you're still with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Every click of support helps us bring more thoughtful content your way, because we believe you deserve to feel informed, uplifted, and inspired at every stage of life. Now let's keep moving forward, together. Number 5. Ashy grays, when subtle becomes too silent. Let's take a moment to talk about gray, a timeless shade often associated with elegance, modernity, and quiet strength. There's a lot to love about gray. But after 70, it becomes important to recognize that not all grays are created equal. The type of gray that can sneakily age us is what's known as ashy gray, those cooler, flat-toned versions that lack warmth or depth. While they may look chic on the rack or polished in a magazine, ashy grays can gently sap the life out of your skin and hair, leaving you looking more pale, more tired, and in some cases older than you truly are. As we enter this new season of life, many of us naturally transition to silver, gray, or white hair. That shift softens the contrast in our appearance, and when you pair that soft hair tone with equally soft, cold grays, everything can begin to blur together. The result? A kind of visual quietness that makes your features seem to fade rather than stand out. Visual design experts talk often about the power of contrast, the ability for light and dark to create definition, energy, and presence. When our clothing doesn't provide enough distinction from our natural coloring, our face can lose its frame, and that inner vitality we feel on the inside just doesn't translate outward. Let me share the story of Patricia, a spirited 68-year-old from Pennsylvania. She had a wardrobe full of ashy gray jackets and trousers, convinced they gave her a refined, understated look. But when she tried on a soft charcoal blazer, one with just a hint of warmth and richness, everything changed. Her complexion looked brighter. Her white hair caught the light in a lovely way. People noticed her smile more. And she hadn't done a thing differently, except wear a color that celebrated her rather than dimmed her. So, if gray is your comfort zone, and it is for many, you don't have to let it go. Simply seek out versions that have depth, warmth, or even a touch of blue or lavender undertone. Look for medium slate grays, heather charcoals, or stone-washed silvers that add gentle contrast without harshness. Remember, your wardrobe should frame your face, not flatten it. It should reflect the light and wisdom you carry now, in this vibrant and beautiful chapter of life. When you wear the right shade of gray, it doesn't just blend in, it lets you stand out. Number 6. Pale pastels, when soft turns to invisible. Pastels can be sweet, delicate, and reminiscent of springtime, baby blue, powder pink, mint green. But after 70, these very light, muted colors can become unexpectedly unflattering, especially when worn close to the face. At first glance, they may seem like a gentle, non-threatening choice. But here's what often happens. They blend too closely with skin that has softened in tone over time, leaving us looking faded, washed out, or even a little unwell. Pale pastels tend to drain the color from our cheeks, dull the sparkle in our eyes, and flatten the natural contours of the face that give it life and dimension. And this isn't just about aesthetics. It's about how color interacts with the richness and complexity of skin that has been shaped by decades of experience. Mature skin deserves hues with a bit more soul, a little more depth and intention. Color consultants often say that as we age, our features benefit from slightly more saturated tones, shades that still feel soft, but have enough body to frame the face and reflect the vibrant life within. Pale pastels, while charming on children or very young adults, often lack the strength to complement the wisdom and story written into a mature face. Take Harold, a kind-hearted 70-year-old from Virginia. He wore light blue dress shirts for years, believing they made him look warm and approachable. But once he tried deeper tones, sky blue, soft teal, or a gentle navy, people noticed something different. His skin looked healthier, his eyes brighter, his whole expression more engaged. He hadn't changed, he was simply wearing colors that honored the man he had become. So, if you love soft colors, please don't feel you have to give them up. Just choose versions with a touch more depth. Instead of powder pink, reach for a warm rose, gentle coral, or dusky blush. Swap baby blue for mid-tone aqua, light periwinkle, or muted steel blue. These shades still feel light, but they add energy rather than taking it away. Color should support your presence, not erase it. It should highlight the vitality that's still burning strong within you. Because when you wear colors that reflect who you are today, not who you used to be, you don't just look more vibrant. You feel more like yourself. If this speaks to you, please leave a number 6 in the comments to let me know you're still here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider joining us. Your support makes it possible for us to keep creating content that inspires, uplifts, and walks with you on this beautiful journey of aging with grace. Let's keep going, there's more to explore. Number 7. Dark brown, when rich turns to heavy. Dark brown is often seen as dependable, earthy, and quietly elegant, a color that feels safe and timeless. But after 70, it can have an unexpected side effect. It may begin to weigh down your appearance, muting the vibrancy of your features and casting a subtle shadow over your natural glow. Unlike black, which, despite its challenges, can create a bold contrast, or warm earth tones that bring a healthy flush to the skin, dark brown often absorbs light without returning any warmth. The result? A flat, heavy look that can emphasize tiredness, deepen lines, and make the face appear more closed off than it truly is. Color experts speak of light reflectivity, the way certain fabrics and hues can bounce light back onto your skin, creating a natural softness. Dark brown, especially in matte or dense fabrics, reflects very little. And when worn near the face, on sweaters, scarves, or jackets, it can quietly diminish the life in your expression, softening not in a flattering way, but in a way that makes you seem withdrawn, even when you're feeling full of energy and kindness inside. Think of Susan, a thoughtful 66-year-old from Ohio. Her wardrobe was full of espresso-colored blouses and chocolate brown outerwear. She believed it gave her a professional, put-together appearance. But once she started experimenting with warmer tones, like burnt orange, cinnamon, and deep olive, she noticed a subtle transformation. Her complexion looked brighter, her eyes stood out more, and, perhaps most importantly, people seemed to engage with her differently. Warmer colors didn't just flatter her skin, they made her feel more seen. This isn't about vanity. It's about visibility. At this stage in life, we don't want to disappear into the background. We want to remain fully present, approachable, and alive in every space we enter. So no, you don't need to give up brown altogether. But instead of deep, flat browns, try softer, lighter, or warmer variations. Think golden camel, bronze, chestnut, or even milk chocolate. These tones still offer that grounded, earthy feel, but they also reflect just enough light to soften your features and lift your presence. Because the right color doesn't overpower. It frames your spirit, highlights your natural warmth, and gently reminds the world that you're still very much here, and worth noticing. Number 8. Pure white, when clean turns to cold. Pure white, a color often seen as the symbol of freshness, clarity, and simplicity. For decades, it's been the go-to for looking polished and put together. But after 70, this bright, stark shade can become surprisingly unforgiving. At first glance, white might seem like the safest of choices. But here's the truth. Pure white reflects light in a way that's less than gentle. It can amplify every shadow, every fine line, every subtle unevenness in skin tone, bringing attention to things you'd likely prefer to soften. Rather than offering a clean, youthful glow, it can create sharp contrast that washes you out, leaving your skin looking thinner, your features more severe, and your presence diminished. What you're really experiencing isn't the problem with white itself. but with how it interacts with the maturity and texture that naturally come with time. Stylists who work with older clients often suggest that instead of abandoning light shades altogether, we simply shift towards softer, warmer versions. Think of ivory, cream, warm beige, or a delicate dove gray. These tones still feel crisp and elegant, but they bounce a gentler, more flattering light onto your face. They don't highlight flaws, they embrace and soften them. Take Margaret, a graceful 75-year-old from North Carolina. For years, she swore by her crisp white button-downs. They were her signature for feeling professional and sharp. But when she switched to buttercream blouses and soft ivory tops, something subtle yet powerful happened. Her skin appeared smoother, her eyes more golden, and her whole expression, without makeup or filters, looked more peaceful, more rested. If you love light colors, don't let go of them. Just choose the version that speaks kindly to your skin. The goal isn't to dull your presence, it's to enhance it. To create a soft, radiant frame around your face that allows your natural warmth, your lived-in beauty, and your light to shine through. Because in a world that sometimes mistakes boldness for harshness, there's a quiet strength in choosing kindness, even in your wardrobe. And often that begins with the colors that sit closest to your skin and closest to your heart. Final thoughts. A gentle shift toward a brighter you. As we wrap up today's journey, take a quiet moment to reflect on the 8 colors we've explored together. Which one surprised you the most? Which one made you pause and think, maybe it's time for something new? This isn't about rules or restrictions. It's about rediscovering what truly supports you, right now in this beautiful chapter of life. If one small change, like swapping a scarf or blouse, can brighten your face and lift your mood, why not try? We'd love to hear from you. Truly. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today, and how you plan to use it to refresh your style in a way that celebrates the vibrant, wise, and confident person you are. Because color isn't just about clothes. It's about how you show up, for yourself and for the world around you. Choosing the right shade isn't about hiding age. It's about honoring who you've become and letting your light shine with clarity and kindness. Remember, every choice, no matter how small, has power. And the wonderful thing is, you are the one holding the brush. Thank you for spending this time with us. If this video gave you insight or encouragement, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone else who might enjoy the journey. Your support allows us to keep creating thoughtful content to inform, uplift, and walk alongside you. We're so glad you're here. And we can't wait to see you again in the next video.